Hi everyone, hope you're all good and well. Now recently Lego got in touch with my lug, the London A-Folds, to ask if anyone would like to attend the launch of their latest animated TV series called DREAMZzz, or some of you may know it as Project Titan. Now all I really know about DREAMZzz are the Ninjago teaser trailers that come out just a few weeks ago, and some of the names of the main characters such as Izzy, Mateo, Mr. Oz and Mrs. Costello. Now the story, as you can imagine, is kind of set in a dream realm. But other than that, I don't really know too much about it or what to expect today. I thought it would kind of be a fun experience to kind of go for it and share that with you as well. So today I'm crossing right over to West London to find out what it's all about. Okay, so I've just seen an absolute bundle and I'm going to do my best to unpack it and tell you all about it. So it's a lot more secretive than I thought it was going to be, and that's because there's all these embargoes around what we actually saw and what we was allowed to see and what I was allowed to view. More importantly, what I was actually allowed to film as well. So we went downstairs, got shown down there, and I got to mingle with other people. And then after a while, we kind of had a couple of drinks and nibbles. And then after all the mingling, we got shown into a private cinema. And the really striking thing about the cinema was, firstly, how big the screen actually was, and you're quite close to it. And secondly, how original the seats were. But it was really, really cool. So I watched episode 1 and kind of got introduced to all the main characters, which was really well done actually, because it wasn't kind of forced upon you or anything like that. It was, and it certainly wasn't shoehorned in or anything like that. But what was kind of quite symbolic, all the goodies kind of had hourglasses as kind of badges. You could tell them apart from the villains. And the villains, well, they had kind of like almost, I'd say an eye, a sort of kind of cat's eye. So you could kind of tell them apart quite easily. I mean, it was almost something like out of Lord of the Rings or something like that. But certainly the characters in the actual show are actually, as though they're fantastical, they actually kind of feel quite relevant as well. So after we watched episode 1, there was actually kind of a small Q&A afterwards, where we got to meet the head of UK marketing. That was quite cool. I wasn't expecting to see her there, which was nice. And then of course there were 2 creatives there, 2 people that had worked on the actual series. One of which being Tommy Anderson. And it was really cool to meet him because he's actually worked on Ninjago for the last 13 years. In fact, his last season he worked on was the crystallized season. And it was a bit cheeky between you and me. I actually asked him, would you mind signing a minifigure back that I got off the front of a magazine? And you know what? He only went and did it, which was the right result. And you know what? Something quite random. I didn't know what to make of it, but he kind of said to me, he says, do you want me to draw you a picture? So I thought, yeah, if you don't mind, because I know he does a little bit of illustrations like storyboarding and stuff like that for the Ninjago series. He offered it to me and I said, yeah. So yeah, he just sort of said, oh, well, straight after you've seen both episodes, just come back to us and I'll give you the picture. I thought, well, that was really good of you. Cheers. And then last but by no means least, we had Shireen Minova on the panel as well. And it was really good because once they'd kind of given the spiel of what they were showing and things like that, they then turned around and just said to us, like, have we got any questions for them? Now, what was a nice surprise as well, and I wasn't expecting to see them there, was actually the products, the Lego products that's coming out to kind of bolster this new TV series. Now, of course, by now, you may even know what they look like or anything like that, but at the time of shooting this, which, by the way, it's Wednesday, the 26th of April, certainly some pictures have been leaked. But no actual sets yet. Got to see the box art for Bunch Over Bunny, Z-Blob the robot, albeit between you and me, I think Z-Blob the robot is kind of more Z-Blob the mech. My favourite product, anyway, at least what I'm telling from the box art, was the Turtle Caravan. I was really curious as to how this was going to come out because I had seen some pictures of it. Actually, I'm not talking about seeing pictures, I saw more than pictures of it. I saw some of the animation from the Ninjago teaser trailer. And I was thinking, how's that going to translate to Lego? But I've got to be honest, it weren't half bad. Anyway, the biggest set that they've got coming out is the Nightmare Shark Ship. And the cool thing was, between kind of episodes 1 and 2, between those episodes, I can't remember exactly which one, you actually got to see how that ship came to be. It's actually quite funny. But sets aside, I was actually there to see the content of the kind of animation series and stuff like that. I got to be honest, actually, it took me by surprise. It really didn't disappoint. So those characters being Izzy, Mateo, Logan, Cooper, and Professor Oz. He was quite an interesting character. There's more to him that kind of meets the eye. So the first main villain you get to see is a kind of cross between Cad Bane and Captain Hook. And you know exactly what I mean when you see him. He's called the Dream Bandit, and I really liked him. So the main villain's called the Nightmare King. As you can imagine, he's the king of nightmares. So what's cool about him is that he's got this kind of sort of Skeletor face. He's got this awesome sword, but also he kind of rides this horse. Now, I was going to describe it as a kind of Pegasus horse, but that's actually what it's called, Pegasus. So kind of really tapping into the sort of Greek mythology there. So it turns out that Professor Oz actually works for the Dream Bureau. So what the professor wants to do is actually help them with their abilities to dreamcraft. And you're probably thinking, Greg, what on earth's dreamcasting? Think dreamcrafting. Think Green Lantern meets Harry Potter. And you get a pretty good idea what I'm talking about. For example, the hourglasses are kind of like their answer to Harry Potter and his wizarding wands. I think I'll go back this way. It's all Chinatown. So what do I think of the show itself? Well, in a nutshell, I kind of feel as though the show's still very relevant without being patronising. Certainly for kids today, it's definitely relatable, especially with the kind of technical aspects of what kids go through in this day and age, especially with, you know, looking down at iPads and iPhones, and it kind of really wants to be an advocate of the imagination. And the imagination is the true superpower of this series. And as well as being all those sort of things, this show's really got a D&D feel about it. And of course, just like Dungeons and Dragons, expect lots of quests. Now, as far as reach goes, this show's going to be everywhere. Not only can you see it on Netflix, it's also going to be available on ITVX here in the UK, and also on Amazon. So come May the 15th, it's going to be everywhere. And then talking of everywhere, there's the Lego store. Right there. Now, before I do go in the Lego store, let me tell you a little bit about that picture that Tommy did for me. So after the screenings, we all came out and everything like that. We was all kind of finishing up. It was a wrap, as they say, literally in this case. And I didn't see Tommy because he had to go back and get his flight back to Denmark. But one of the marketing people actually handed over the picture to me. And I was kind of expecting, I wasn't expecting what I got. And I was actually genuinely blown away. Like, I asked him before I actually went into the screeners, what's one of your favourite characters that you kind of illustrated in Ninjago? And he said, Master Wu. And that's exactly what he drew for me, which made for a really big highlight of my day. Now, talking of highlights, Lego store time. So by the time you've seen this video, or watching this video, May the 1st would have come and gone. And if all's gone well, I'd have bought this, which meant I get that, this, which I'm not that fussed about. Also, the cool thing about buying this is that you get double VIP points as well, which is kind of cool. So that's a nice touch, Lego. Thanks for that. So I kind of half expected to see some new Star Wars sets, but they seem to really be pushing the dream car twist on things. There's a couple of decent cars here, Technics ones. Not really my thing. I would say this, they do look good. It's a bit more like it. Some Speed Champions. Done a pretty decent job as well of applying those stickers. Keeping with the dream car thing. There's a couple of decent ones. The DeLorean, what a set that is. Absolutely love building that live. And it still sells like hotcakes. And something else that sells like hotcakes is this. The Up House. You literally cannot keep that in stock for longer than 5 minutes. I've still got that to build, but seeing as we're kind of well into Star Wars season, I'm going to build some Star Wars stuff next. Oh, you fish it forward? Okay, give it a go, see what happens. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, that. I'll try once more. Second time lucky. Oh, blimey, that wasn't good either. Sorry. I generally think that this set is like a battle pack for Disney figures. You've got Moana, Woody, Peter Pan, Tinkerbell with her new wings. You've got Mickey Mouse, it's like a steam train driver. And of course you've got Minnie Mouse too. Oh, I do like this set. It's awesome. For a 4+ set, it's out of this world. So there you have it, my afternoon of fun and frolics with Lego. Now I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy this vlog, then give me a little favour, give me a thumbs up. And you know what? If you happen to be new around here, why not hit that subscribe button, become a big part of the LBB family. I'll leave you now with some videos that I think you might like.